Alright, y'all, so we back for episode 10. And, they're back from, the disaster of, the camping trip. And, Ted, he's standing outside of 113th, right along with, Donna, Walt, Sky, and shit and everything. And, C's has a for rent sign and everything. And they like, oh shit, this nigga was serious. We thought he was bullshitting. Yeah, he was serious as a motherfucking heart attack. He gonna show y'all something today, okay? So anyways, they was like, well, Sky, I mean, you was being all extra and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And, Sky, she does feel bad or whatever because she is partially to blame. But at the same time, she like, well, C's brought Tiff and everything, this, that, and the third, like, so it's C's fault why this catastrophe happened. It's not your fault. Your actions had nothing to do with it. See, this is why I can't with Sky this motherfucking season, because I feel like she don't really own up to her shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Ted is like, I mean, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have a spot at 125th or whatever. I got the keys to 125th and everything, and anything that's going on with C's, I'm gonna be involved in because we family or whatever. And Sky feels like that, Ted thinks that he's better than everybody just because him and C's is family, which Ted, he does come off like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so C's, he's at 125th with Kitty or whatever, and she's asking about 113th, what's going on with that. And he's like, he not putting up with the BS or whatever. He's in a new chapter in his life, and maybe he's sharing a dream with the wrong motherfuckers or whatever. And Kitty, she feels like that 113th was the start of Black Ink, and that was the original or whatever. And you can't really build an empire with just one shop or whatever. And I understand where Kitty was coming from and everything. Okay, yeah, maybe C's didn't think the shit all the way through. He probably was acting on emotions or whatever of what they all was doing, but at the same time, I do understand how he feel too, because it's just like time and time again they show him the opposite of what the fuck they should be showing him. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the porn star Cherokee D, she shows up or whatever, and she's talking about getting a tattoo of somebody who's been there for her since the beginning, pretty much her man or whatever. And he's trying to kind of like talk her out of it or whatever, but she's very sure and adamant that she wants it. So that's that. Moving on from that, we get Duchess. She's going back to Harlem. She had intentions on trying to make up with C's and everything, but she finds out, on social media that he has a new boo in Miami or whatever. So she like, fuck that. I'm only going to get my shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like, she's like, I see his true colors, and I thought I was fucking with the boss and not a bitch. Like, it's crazy how quick he can move on just like that and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, girl, you did leave him. You left him very rash. You made a rash decision or whatever. So now, do I feel like he should be posting the girl on social media so quickly like that? Probably not. But I mean, you left him. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, moving on. The crew, they're at the bar or whatever, they're playing pool. They're trying to think of, ways to get C's to open the shop back up. And, Mel, she thinks that C's lost his damn mind and that 125th is not as big as 113th. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, because since they've been on, since Black Ink has been on, all we've known about is, 113th. Like, we just, now getting into 125th. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, Mel is like, so what if Sky beat up, a C-list tattoo artist or whatever? I said, hold on now, Tiffany. From what I've seen, she do some good work. I mean, I'm just saying, like, why she gotta be all that? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, and I don't think Sky beat her up. I think security got in the way before, anything could really happen. So, anyways, like I said, Sky, feels bad because she played a part in it or whatever because she had a fight with the bum. So, she's still not really owning up to her shit or whatever. So, anyways, moving on. We're back with Duchess, her sister, they're like in a van or whatever. So her sister is calling C's shop to see if like he's, booked up or busy or not. So that way, they can be in and out the house. Like Duchess can just get her shit and then, be out. You know what I'm saying? So they find out that he is busy or whatever, but they have like a small window to, get this shit done. So, Duchess feels like, if he's so quick to sit up here and post pictures of, Tattoo Baby on, social media and everything, like, was he fucking with her, when they was together? So she decides to go through his computer to put herself through more agony, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And she finds, pussy pictures. But it's not, Tattoo Babies. It's like a whole bunch of other females or whatever. Duchess is reading screenshots and everything, and one of them was, back in November of 2015, and she was like, that's when my tattoo, that's when my tattoo shop was open and all this other stuff. You mean to tell me he was talking to bitches then, da da da, or whatever? So she decides to take his whole computer with her or whatever. Sees he's on the way home and everything. He gets a call from a friend about a party. Duchess, she's trying to hurry up and skedaddle. Got a blast, and she succeeds in doing that. So we get shit real quick. Nikki, she's back from the DR. He's no longer worried. He's not going to tell her about the shop or what they've been saying about her and everything. He feels like my so-called friends are just butting into my life and blah 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 and whatever. So anyways, she was like that, she had to find herself again, and that she needed to do something for her or whatever. And she was like, babe, on a scale of, what she say, 1 to Beyonce or some shit like that, she said, how bad do I look? And I'm just like, why is Beyonce always being thrown into the mix of some shit? Why? Okay. So anyways, she says that at this point she's not going to let the baby mama drama, get to her. So moving on from that, he calls Ted in a frantic or whatever, because he, thinking at first that like somebody like straight up just robbed him and everything. He sees everything is ransacked, but then he realizes Duchess shit is missing. So he realizes it was her who, came into the house or whatever and took his computer and everything, this, that, and the third. So he's trying to call Duchess and everything. She's not answering. Duchess texts him or whatever and says, fuck you, like, I know you cheated on me and everything, and I saw the screenshots and blah blah blah. And he like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, she should have stayed here like a grown-ass woman and face me or whatever and show me what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? What screenshots or whatever. And he claims that whatever pictures up there, they're not his. Ted, he walks up like, what the fuck is going on now? You know what I'm saying? So Cease tells him what happened. And, Ted is like, those pics is probably mine. Like, sorry, dog, but it is what it is. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he says how, he sends pictures to, C's all the time and everything. I'm like, so do you send it like via email? Like these screenshots or whatever? Like, and my thing is, C's, I like, the whole shit is just crazy to me. Like, why didn't you delete the pictures afterwards? Like, why didn't you just take a look at it and be like, oh, ha ha, and delete it? And delete the pictures afterwards. Why would you keep those pictures on and those screenshots on your computer? Why are they even, I'm still trying to figure out, why are they even on his computer to begin with? Why do you have those things saved if they're Ted screenshots and pictures? Like, I'm really confused on that. But anyways, whatever. So he's like, Duchess is always thinking the worst of him or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I think he had left her like a voicemail or something telling her to go to hell and whatever. So Ted, he's asking about 113th or whatever, and C's like, man, fuck 113th. Like, I just got my shit robbed or whatever, and you thinking about, all you could think about is 113th. Fuck you and Duchess and whatever. So anyways, moving on, we have like a some type of dinner or whatever that the crew is having for C's and everything. is at Sky's friend's apartment, but actually they're trying to give C's a intervention. So, you know, I'm like, more like y'all need to give Sky a intervention. And maybe oh shit too, since he, you know, just Ray Charles to the bullshit. But I mean, whatever. So anyways, Mel, she comes with her baby, and she brought her baby as a ploy to kind of convince C's to reopen the shop. So, you know, he brings Nikki and everything. You know, he told Nikki that, you know, C's closed the shop and everything, and she didn't freak out like he expected. She's been supportive or whatever, so she wants to, you know, be there to help. So, you know, Mel had asked her about her being mixed with something or whatever, and she's like, no, I'm all the way black or whatever. And Mel, she thinks she lying, like, yeah, okay, you know, like, you lying about everything else, so yeah, okay. So anyways, you know, Walt is like that they can't back down from C's. They gotta, you know, drill him until he decides to open the shop back up. Ted says something about he feels like the family is divided or some shit like that. You know, he says that, you know, they should be showing him that they can bring in money, but, you know, besides just, you know, all this cooking bullshit. So he brings up a tattoo convention in Puerto Rico. So, you know, Sky is like, why? So you gonna leave us there too, since you got the keys to 125th and everything? And, you know, Sky brings up him always leaving, and then the comment that he made the other day about him having a spot at 125th and all this other stuff, how everybody was offended and everything. And, you know, she's like, why you always leaving the group or whatever? And Sky, once again, here she goes, popping off or whatever. And, you know, Walt is like, I mean, Sky, you know, he's saying in his confessional, like, Sky, like, this ain't the time right now to be sitting up here popping off on Ted. Like, we trying to convince C's that we can reopen up the damn shop, okay? So, she says how he doesn't respect nobody's opinion, and, you know, how everybody talks about him, but she talks about him in his motherfucking face, and yada yada yada. They going back and forth. He like, you the only one that's mad, you the only one that's mad. So as they're doing this, C's, he walks into the shit. He like, Sky done invited me to this dinner and everything just for me to walk back into the same bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And so she asks him, like, you know, she wants to know, like, what position does, you know, Ted have at 125th? C's like, Ted ain't got no position at 125th. I think he had said something about how Ted be getting evicted or whatever sometimes, so he gave him the keys because sometimes that nigga need a place to stay or some shit like that, he said. I was just like, okay. So they start, you know, drilling him like, why would you close the shop? And, you know, they sit up here like, you know, well, you invited Tiffany and everything, and that was your problem. I think Bay has said that. I was just like, wow, Bay, really? You was the one who went with Tiffany when Tiffany told C's that she was going to quit, and how Sky was, you know, just doing the most and all this other stuff, and now it's his fault because he invited Tiffany and everything, and that's his problem, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, so it's my fault why y'all did the shit that y'all did? He was like, you know, is this how we gonna react every time somebody comes around or whatever, or some shit that y'all don't like that's going on? Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? And Donna, she tells him, I mean, you gonna do what you want to do, you know, that's fine, but just have some consideration and everything, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, C's is like, it was always supposed to be two shops. You know what I'm saying? But now it's one. Because, you know, the business is not working with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how to do business. So that's why it's only one now. But it was always supposed to be two shops. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they start to tell him about the tattoo convention and everything. And Ted is just like, you know, we need your approval. And, you know, he's like, you know, C's, he's like, I mean, it's kind of hard to get into this damn, you know, into this tattoo convention in Puerto Rico or whatever. And he's shocked that Ted is taking some type of initiative and actually following through with some shit. You know what I'm saying? you know, sees, he has to think about it at first, because he's kind of like, on one hand, you know, Puerto Rico is too much of a party temptation for them, but then at the same time they really can get some exposure or whatever, so he's with it or whatever. So they thinking because he's with it, that means that he's going to open back up the shop. He like, hold on motherfuckers, I'm not opening up the shop back up just yet. I want to see how this goes, and if this goes wrong, I'm not fucking with y'all ever again. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a lie or whatever, because you need them for this show, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so we finally, the last scene, you know, we get Duchess. She hooks the computer up or whatever to show her family or friends about, you know, the shit with C's and everything. And they see, you know, they see what's going on or whatever. I mean, they see the screenshots or whatever, and they're like, OMG or whatever. So pretty much, I guess she's still under the impression that, I guess it was C's screenshots or whatever, and in fact that actually they were Ted's, you know. So they're like, oh my god, like, I can't believe he would do that, whatever, this, that, and third. So Duchess, she's over it. She throws his computer outside and starts, you know, hitting it with the bat until she can't hit it no more. I said, Duchess, why the fuck would you do that? That's somebody else's property. Like, regardless of how mad you are and how you feel about, you know, woo to woo to woo, in my Bootsy voice, you know, you can't just be fucking up motherfuckers' properties and shit. You get sued, and then you on camera doing that shit too. Like, he could sue your ass for that. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much she says that she's done with him. Success is going to be her greatest revenge, and that he's going to be hurting more than she is, and blah blah blah. And that pretty much, you know, was the episode. It wasn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on both episodes. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.